All right, welcome to my channel. Time to do the oil change on our 2023 C8 Corvette. So there's a few things that you need. First one is you're gonna need some oil. So this is the Mobil 1 0W40 Supercar blend. This is specific, it's Dexos 2 for the C8 Corvette. You're also gonna need an oil filter. This is the AC Delco PF64. Again, recommended. Pretty small little filter, but does the job. You're also going to need a 15 millimeter for the drain plug. I recommend an extension, and then you're going to need a torque wrench so that you can tighten that drain plug up to spec. Other good things to have: gloves, a couple towels, just to have a little more protection for yourself. One of the big things is you want to make sure you recycle the oil, so you'll need something to capture your oil as well, and a safe place to do so, whether you're doing it up on jack stands or you're using a lift. Today I'm going to use my quick lift 9,000 pound 4-post lift, and we will have a catch canister under it that'll allow me to do a few oil changes before I have to recycle, but definitely recycle your oil. Key, secure the car. Make sure that it's not going to roll forward or backward, whether you're using jack stands or you have it on lift. It's always good to chock the wheels. If you're using jack stands, always make sure you're using the jacking points on the Corvette. I'll show you those when we're underneath the car, and have some kind of pucks. The pucks I have, got them I'm sure on Amazon. They were not a lot of money, and they're the kind that secure to the car, so you never have to take them off. It's helpful if you're ever on a road trip and you end up in a shop that does not have the appropriate pucks for your car. You don't want to assume that they all do. So we'll get started. First thing we need to do is run the car for about 20 to 30 seconds as recommended per the manual. What that does is gets all the oil back down into the sump pan, lets you drain as much of it out as possible. We'll then crack open the drain plug, we'll crack open the filter, we'll drain all the oil out, and we'll look and see what that all looks like while we're doing it real time. And then we will tighten everything back up to spec and fill the oil back up from the top of the engine compartment, and then run it and check the oil and go through those motions. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as we're doing it, but thanks for coming along, and hopefully this video will help you out. All right, first things first, we got to run the car for 20 to 30 seconds, so let's do that now. All right, so now we're underneath the Chevy Corvette, and you will notice this is the driver front jacking point. So some of those jacking points, you see a lot of little holes and little marks. That is the correct one. This is the one that Chevrolet uses. You've seen many videos where they have the wrong one used and C8s have been falling off lifts. This is the passenger rear. Again, you can see that point. Mine are the permanent. They're red aluminum, and they will sit there. That way, if I'm ever out and about and something happens, if the shop doesn't have it, I've definitely got it. Here you see the cutout for the PF64 AC Delco filter, and then just to the front of the car, you see the 15 millimeter nut drain plug, and it also has an Allen key. So that way, if you strip one, you do have a backup to get it loose. Always recommend you start with this to make sure that you can get this off before you take the filter off. That way you don't drain any of the oil and you're not able to fill the car if you can't, for some reason, get that drain plug off. All right, let's get started. All right, so I've got my catch here in place, and I'm about to crack open the 15 millimeter oil drain plug. Whew, Chevy dealer did that. Feels way tighter than 18 foot-pounds, I'll tell you that. Expect this to kind of come straight down. And remember, there's two seals on this. One is at the end of the drain plug. You'll see it's rather long. And the other one is right at the entry point. You also may want to put something down on the floor. Not that it should come squirting out everywhere, but here you can see there's a little O-ring at the end. Then there's an O-ring right there. So you just want to keep that nice and clean. And let it drain. Again, this is about 15 minutes or so. You can certainly let it drain longer. Let it go down until it gets to a trickle. I'm going to drain that first. Then as soon as it's barely moving, well, getting close. I'll bring one of my other drain pans over. Just let it collect the little bit that's left while I undo the filter. All right, turning our attention to the filter, I barely have anything dripping. I did let it go a little longer, probably closer to 45 minutes before enough of the oil really started coming down. So I just have a little catch container there on one of these just to grab some of the drips that are still coming from the drain plug hole. But the filter was a little bit beyond hand tight. So I got my little loosener here. This thing's really handy for cracking it. There is a little air fins, like a transmission cooler. So you want to make sure you don't hit that at all. There are some fins there. There we go. Cracking it loose. Hopefully I can get that by hand now. There we go. And let's see if we can do this without making a big old mess. If so, I got some extra towels. Always good to have. Oh, not too bad. Let that drain. Shouldn't take long, but we'll come back here in a few. I have everything draining here. I thought I'd share. So the filter I have is the 25206966, and the filter that was on the car was a 25206377. They're both PF64 filters. This I found is a new part number, same filter, new part number that replaces the 25206377. It also replaces a couple other part filters. So don't be alarmed. As long as you got the PF64, you should be in good shape. Again, pick these up at AutoZone. I want to say $10.99. All right, so here I am, as I mentioned, just gonna fill it up. There we go. Got a little bit off the edge. Just gonna oil that up. I'm gonna see, check my dexterity here. It's a little more light. On. Take your time. Definitely don't want to cross tread this. Should go in with little to no pressure until it contacts. So there's contact, and I'm pretty much show you. Pretty much my little indicator is straight ahead, so I'm gonna keep going. There's 180. Oh, I'll grease my hand. And there's 3/4, maybe a little bit more than 3/4, but it's on. So now I'll move over to the drain plug. See, still dripping. Oh, I missed it. Got it on the Swiss tracks. All right, well, clean that up. And again, we'll use the 15 millimeter. Tighten that up to 25 Newton meters or 18 foot-pounds. I'll just snug it up, clean it up, then I'll get my wrench. All right, had to switch torque wrenches there, but I got this one set to 18 foot-pounds. And put that on there. Always go 2. There we go, 18 foot-pounds. And that is done. So now, all right, let's drop it down. All right. Definitely a lot faster going down than coming up. All right, well, you shouldn't anticipate spilling anything. It's always good to have a little towel. Some of you may want to use a funnel. That works too. There's the drain plug showing the Mobil 1 Dexos 0W40. All right, got my handy dandy little funnel here. Some of you can do it without the funnel. I prefer to use the funnel. Put that right in there, and there we go. This is the first bottle that I used that had some for the filter. So I'll just leave that in there while I grab another one. Again, here, I'll leave that there. So Mobil 1 040 Supercar. Since it's 7.5, you want to get every little bit out of it you can, but knowing that you are going to, for sure, have some left over on the last one, don't necessarily need to squeeze every drop out of it. And this was number 3. Here goes number 4. Number 6 is going in. Number 7's right here. And then the next one will go to a half. Keep all those empties out of the way. 500 milliliters, maybe a little bit more, just over that. So this one's going to require a little patience. You can't just dump it in there. Dump and look. Oh, there's got a ways to go. Oh, that's where the big funnel definitely helps. So I'm just over, so I'm gonna call it good right there to start. Clean my funnel. I don't drip anything. There we go. All right, so now what's left is let's start it and let the oil temperature get up to temp. So while the car's warming up here, I thought I'd do a quick little tutorial on how to switch it. So this is tour mode, which generally it either starts in tour mode or my mode. And again, this is a 2023, so 2024s could be different. There's sport mode, as you can tell by the little road with the tech on it. And then here's track mode. Unless you've changed it, it comes with the more race-looking tachometer. And so the way you change that is using your steering wheel paddles. Generally, you'll be here. You can see my engine oil is low. So I'll go here, info tiles selection. And these are the ones that I've selected, and the little square in the top left corner shows that top left is lateral G-forces, bottom right is oil pressure, and so forth and so on. So I'm just going to get rid of the lateral G-forces for now. And now I can pick any one of these that I want on there, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to select the oil temperature. And you can see my oil temperature is at 102. And we'll just let that warm up. And then afterwards I'll change it back, and then you can customize yours to whatever you prefer. Alright, while the engine is getting up to temp, I thought I'd do another quick little video on how to reset the oil. Engine life, engine oil, and press and hold the center button on your steering wheel. Let go, and here's where you reset the engine oil. So if you hit the back button on your arrows here, the back button, it'll go out, but you press the wheel in here, or yes. Now it's reset. So I'm at 154. I keep hearing 175. I've got the engine temp almost up to 175, the oil at 154. I'm going to check it and make sure I'm within the hash marks there. That way the dry sump has been filled here. Alright, hopefully you can hear me okay. Got the little lint-free towel. Pull that out. Let it spin. Wipe it off. And it looks like I'm halfway in between. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. So added about another 150, actually 200 milliliters. Check it again. Now I'm just under full, so I'm going to leave it right there and call that good. Since I let it drain a little bit more, I let it drain for 45 minutes versus 15. Could have had a little bit more come out, but that's why you check it. So make sure you're where you want to be. All right, one last step you can take. You could always look back underneath and see if you have any leaks or anything. Make sure just a little more peace of mind more than anything. But that's it. We've reset the oil life counter. We've checked the oil. We're within the margin, and we're good. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know.